Please? Yes, I can't hear you. Say yes again. Say good afternoon. So again, I welcome you all. And one of our guests of honor, Ms. Sayyam ma'am, has just arrived. So I would like to request our principal sir to please welcome. Please, sir. She is head CSR Jamna Auto Industry. I also request her to please felicitate some of the members who want to go home. So, Dr. Indu Sharma, Minister Singh, College of Education for Women. I welcome you, ma'am. Please, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am, for coming. For the great honor. Dr. Pooja Chawla, Professor and Head, Moga College of Pharmacy. Please, ma'am. Thank you very much. Conferences, they bring the like-minded people around the world to exchange their ideas, generate new ideas and inspire. It widens the knowledge spectrum and will provide a common platform to share the opinion and ideas. So for the first technical session, I would like to invite our chief guest of the day, Dr. Indu Kaur ma'am. Please enlighten us. Please, ma'am.
मैं सोच रही थी टीचर हूँ ना तो बोले बिना नहीं रह सकती है ना लेक्चर तो देना बनता ही है and Priyanka also showed she's a teacher. She made all of you say good afternoon to her. ये उन teachers की कुछ आदतें होती हैं. So I would just take you along a few slides which I have put together on the topic which we had for the conference. So मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है साइंस मुझे बहुत अच्छी लगती है साइंस इज फन साइंस इज क्यूरियोसिटी हम सब में एक नेचुरल क्यूरियोसिटी हमेशा रहती है और साइंस इज अ प्रोसेस ऑफ इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग आस्किंग क्वेश्चंस हाउस व्हाईस वेयरफोर्स व्हाट्स और इससे किसी को अलग नहीं किया जाता साइंस किसी की बकौती नहीं है so it is equally available for men and women so I was just looking at कि women empowerment में क्या agendas हैं क्या देखा जा रहा है currently क्या हो रहा है and I was looking at the definition of women empowerment तो उसमें मुझे 3 points दिखे कि पहली बात that we have to promote self growth in women. So वो self growth कैसे आ सकती है? I think self esteem के साथ. We have to feel good about ourselves. मुझे कभी अपने में कमी नहीं लगती. Given another chance, I would still want to be a girl. I would still want to be a woman. And आज के सिनेरियो में तो मुझे बहुत लगता है कि आज की डेट में लड़की होना चाहिए था. So the type of opportunities, the type of dresses which are available, the type of fondness which the parents shower on you, I think it is truly a privilege to be a girl today. But again, I reinforce or reiterate what I told in the morning कि हम शायद उन families की बात करते हैं जिनको हम जानते हैं या जिन families को हम belong करते हैं. आज भी मैंने ऐसी बातें सुनी हैं, ऐसे cases मिले हैं जहाँ पे माँ ही लड़के को तो दूध पीने को देती है लेकिन लड़की को नहीं देती. So कहीं ना कहीं हमें ही as women we have to promote women. May it be our teammates, may it be our colleagues, may it be our daughters, may it be our daughter-in-laws, and may it be our younger colleagues. So वो श्रेय women पे ही आता है. जब तक हम अपने आप को और अपने साथ की women को अपने बराबर का या अच्छा या better नहीं मानेंगे, तब तक ये जो है empowerment की बातें मुझे नहीं लगता possible. Similarly, you have to have the right to make your own choice. बड़ी बार हम कहते हैं, like especially women belonging to my generation, they would say, मैं तो फिर काम छोड़ देता ना, नौकरी बच्चे ही करने से. So I still feel कि they have a choice. They must, like every woman must realize she has a choice. She made a choice, and that is for her happiness. She should identify this. If that choice is not giving her happiness, then she has every right to seek her happiness. अगर उसको ये खुशी मिलती है कि वो एक homemaker है, वो अपने बच्चों को देखना चाहती है, because that is a natural instinct which a woman has, and वो हम सबको fulfill करना ही चाहिए. लेकिन at the same time, वो मेरी right है, मेरा choice है, और मुझे ये फ्रीडम होना चाहिए, लेकिन वो फ्रीडम मुझे कोई बाहर से नहीं देगा, वो मेरे अंदर से आए. मुझे उड़ना है, मुझे फ्लाई करना है, मेरे पास फ्रीडम है, मुझे वो ग्रैब करनी है लेनी. And I have always a choice. Let's come out of that victim psychology. हम हमेशा ये बात, मुझे ऐसा नहीं करने दिया गया, मुझे ऐसा करना पड़ा. So let's come out of that. It is now high time that we talk about ourselves, what I want, what I desire, what gives me happiness. And वो happiness आप जान, like आप मेरे पास बहुत सारी working women बैठी हैं, and I'm sure they would endorse my views. We were no less mothers to our kids than any non-working mother. I always tell myself that I give quality time to my children. Which जो mother एक घर पे बैठी है जिसने काम छोड़ दिया अपने बच्चे के लिए, she would at all times, consider her husband or her children to be responsible in somehow breaking her. अगर मेरे मन में ये आता है तो मुझे नौकरी करनी, लेकिन अगर मेरे मन में ये नहीं आता तो मुझे नौकरी नहीं करनी चाहिए. And I would say no mother is a non-working, because motherhood in itself is a full-time job. हम सब जो काम कर रहे हैं, वो जापानीज कहते हैं अडिया चुप के फाहा ले आओ ऐसी. So because you have to manage your homes, and that is in a way my primary duty, which has been given to me as a mother by nature. So उसके साथ कोई लड़ाई नहीं है मेरी, लेकिन उसके साथ साथ मैं क्या करना चाहती हूँ उसको कोई curtail नहीं करे. And lastly, I am a change. I can bring a change. Let's be those waves. Let it be a pebble which is thrown into water and it sends a ripple. So let today be that ripple for all of us who are sitting here, both boys, girls, women, and all of us. And अभी भी 40 साल लगे कि नेशनल पार्लियामेंट में बराबरी आने के. This is for Western countries, for developed countries, and I would share the economic forum where people are talking of more than 200 years before this equity, this equality actually happens. So we have a lot to achieve. भारत की democracy, भारत माता, लेडी, फीमेल, विमेन, देवियों की बातें हम करते हैं, गौ माता, लेकिन at the same time we know what is happening to girls, what is happening to women, bride burning, rapes, every sort of thing is happening in our society. So we really have to stand up, grow up, and look at it. G20 का, लेकिन at the same time we are trying, we are doing our little bits, but we need to do more actually. And let that change start from me, myself, today, my home. बाहर की चेंज की जरूरत नहीं है, वो अपने आप हो जाएगी. मुझे अपने अंदर चेंज लानी है, अपनी सोच में चेंज लानी है. Feminism is not, talking about equal rights. Feminism ये भी है कि मेरे साथ का colleague अगर grow कर रही है और वो women है, तो मैं उस पे उसकी बातें नहीं करूं, उसको उसकी ग्रोथ में खुश हूं, वे भी एक ग्रोथ है. So I think we all need to introspect, and this I will talk more about women than men, कि हमें सबको अपने अंदर भी इंट्रोस्पेक्ट करना है कि क्या एक्चुअली मैं वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट करना चाहती हूँ, क्या मैं वो कर रही हूँ. So that is what needs to be done. Women are the largest untapped reservoir of talent in the world. Each one of us is capable, is efficient, and can perform. So I will start from, we all know of Marie Curie. She was the first woman to be given a Nobel Prize in physics in 1903. And we all have heard stories where her name was not included. And our husband, he said, no, she's been an equal partner. And then eventually they included her name in the first Nobel Prize. She's the only person to have 2 Nobel Prizes in 2 different subjects. Only person till date. And she was a woman. So, but she had her own fight. She had to, undergo her own issues in those times, of course. Then I took a recent example of Yu Yu, and she was a pharmaceutical chemist, and she was given a Nobel Prize in physiology and medicine in 2015. I just want to talk about the biases there. So Donna Strickland, she won the Nobel Prize in Physics in 218, and that was 55 years before her predecessor woman received that award in chemistry, received that Nobel Prize in chemistry. 55 साल लगे एक women को Nobel Prize in chemistry लेने. So उससे पहले मैरी क्यूरी को मिला था 1903 में, and between 1901 and 2008, the prize for physics awarded 112 times, and only 3 women, 3%. And total अगर science के Nobel laureates की बात करें तो it has been only 17%. So there is disparity, there is bias, there are issues which need redressal. We cannot, just end up congratulating ourselves on what we see today in this audience. लेकिन at the same time, कहीं ना कहीं हमें भी शायद effort करनी है. Rights के साथ-साथ duties भी हैं. हमें भी perform. I also have to be that far excellent scientist कि मेरे को ignore करना possible नहीं. So this is what Marie Curie said. She said we must have perseverance and above all, confidence in ourselves. There is no second line to it. Self-esteem, self-confidence. लेकिन वो कहाँ से आता है? वो मेरे homework से आता है, मेरी capabilities से आता है. मुझे काम effort करना पड़ेगा उसके लिए. Then Louis Pasteur said, science knows no country, knowledge belongs to humanity. So people have been talking, and I would like to take that in perspective of men and women also. So science has no boundaries. कहाँ लिखा है कि लड़की नहीं कर सकती साइंस और लड़का कर सकता? So it is not a boys' game, but it is not a girls' game as well. It can be everyone's game. Then another bias which I observed: co-education. Even till 60s, Ivy League universities women को admit नहीं करती. May it be Princeton, may it be any other college. And Cornell was amongst the first ones to initiate that co-education. So Cornell's founder was Isra Cornell along with Andrew Dixon White, and they actually favored co-education. And this girl, Jenny Spencer, she got admission in Cornell, but Cornell ने सोचा ही नहीं था, वहाँ housing ही नहीं थी women की. So she had to live downtown, और वहाँ से रोज उसको पैदल चल के आना पड़ता था. I don't know how many of you know. So Cornell is a very hilly area, and जो university है वो थोड़ी uphill है, and it और बहुत ठंडी रहती है उसमें काफी महीने साल में. So eventually she left, and before she left, this person who was a great professor. So yes. So Goldwin Smith, he didn't like this decision of the management of Cornell, and he resigned from the job because a girl was admitted in Cornell. हमारे यहाँ मीन्स है साइंस अकादमीज मेकिंग some HBIS giving nice enough fellowships आप देखिए percentage, so a lot is desired here as well. So access to education almost 50% हो गया है across the globe including our country. लेकिन अगर हम STEM की बात करते हैं तो engineering and mathematical sciences में अभी भी वो imbalance exists. And the World Economic Forum, it says it would take almost 145 years to achieve gender equality in political empowerment and more than 2 years in economic gender gap. So science should be rejection of biases. वो biased है किसी तरह का भी हो. Of course, the person quoting here is talking about the experimental bias, but I would reflect it upon any other type of bias as well. And this is what Frances Berry, a virologist, she received a Nobel Prize in Zoology and Medicine in 2008. And she says several people discouraged me from pursuing my career in science. And this is recent, 21st century की बातें कर रहे हैं, 2008. And she says she was discouraged, considering that science is not a good career option for women. So from here, I would just, try and change scenes and just want to discuss my journey. So when I initiated, I think several of us are like that. हम लोगों के time पे, especially my generation, दो ही branches होती थी, medical और non-medical. और उस वक्त girls को medical के लिए promote किया जाता था बहुत बारी, because again we talk कि mathematics शायद women नहीं कर सकती, ना? तो I'm very proud of my parents, and I feel they never differentiated, or rather I was always given more love, more facilities, more opportunities than my brother. लेकिन फिर भी हमारे कुछ societal biases या वो differences तो exist करते ही थे. So I took medical. MBBS में admission नहीं मिला, and pharmacy was the next best option. आज की generation, they know what they want. They have their own choices. They are clear in what they want, and there are more, I would say, unconventional professional areas. लेकिन मुझे medical में admission नहीं मिला, so next best choice was pharmacy. And luckily, we had a very nice pharmacy college within Chandigarh where I belonged to. And my father felt very good and secure कि मेरी लड़की मेरे पास ही है और चंडीगढ़ में ही है. So I started doing my graduation, did my masters, and as I talked, मैं freedom की wings की बात कर रही थी. So masters में there was so much enthusiasm and so much, I also wanted to go into the industry. लेकिन आपके click हो जाते थे wings सोच के कि दूर जाना पड़ेगा. Belonging to Chandigarh, we did not have any good industry in and around Chandigarh, and the parents and even probably मेरे में भी confidence नहीं था to go beyond, my comfort zone and seek opportunities in Mumbai and cities like that, where हमारे साथ के जो class fellows थे वो अपना बिस्तर बंद बांधते थे और उस वक्त तो 500-600 रुपए होते थे, and they would take a bed and breakfast type of place accommodation in Mumbai and go seek employment. तो शायद इतना courage भी नहीं था उस वक्त. So after masters, so the next best thing was कि PhD कर लो, and again वही family and friends, they said कि हाँ. And we had a very safe environment and a very good institute, I would say, कि मैंने वहाँ पे PhD कर ली. Though PhD was never a choice, research was not a choice. And then research में I worked in, though I did my masters and PhD in pharmaceutics, but my area was mutagenicity testing, which was again a very labor-intensive job. And we were trained in those types. Even today, I think as teachers, this I would tell to all the teachers here, कि हम शायद technicians train कर रहे हैं, हम scientists या researchers नहीं train. हम उनको data generate करना सिखा देते हैं, एक technique सिखा, लेकिन हम उनको data analyze करना नहीं. हम उनको अपने प्रोटोकॉल्स डिजाइन करने नहीं सिखाते, हम उनको मेथड सिखाते हैं, मेथडोलॉजी नहीं सिखाते, हम उनको आइडियाज खुद से प्रपोज करने, एक हाइपोथेसिस फॉर्मुलेट करना ये नहीं सिखाते. सो आई थिंक दैट ओनस आल्सो लाइज ऑन अस. चाहे वो मेरा बॉय स्टूडेंट है और चाहे मेरी गर्ल स्टूडेंट है, वो ओनस भी मेरे पे है इन फार्मेसी प्रोफेशन टू क्रिएट, टू ट्रेन scientists, researchers who ask questions, who are aggressive in their research, and they should be allowed to ask questions to their teacher, to their mentor as well. And बड़ी बड़ी क्या होता है, वो रिजल्ट लेके बच्चा मेरे पास आता है और मैं कहती हूँ, अरे ये कैसे आ गए, ये आने चाहिए थे तेरे. And that is where I promote that child to manipulate him. This is what our results. You know, I have to just cross-check whether the results they got were correct, whether they were reproducible, whether the methodology adopted was fine, whether the hypothesis behind the protocols was good. Maybe we can redesign those experiments. We can ask him or her to redesign, to re-perform, and once we are sure that this is the results which are correct, which are dependable, then we have to look for those answers. So I think वो onus बहुत important है हम पे as a teaching community. So I started. So after my PhD, when I was hired as a teacher at University Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, again, you know, the evaluators there, they said, "तुमने तो mutagenicity testing में काम किया, therapeutics में कैसे hire हो सकती हो?" So at that time, I gave them a commitment that okay, I'll start working in core pharmaceuticals. So I did not have any background, and in '95. I started developing my own niche area of research, which was more pharmaceutics oriented. So I actually started from scratch. I did not have any mentor, any godfather, any previous expertise, any area of research which was my, niche area. But then I was fortunate enough to identify certain areas which were unconventional, there were better opportunities. I started working, as I mentioned, my husband was an ophthalmologist, so we were discussing one day, and he said, "ऐसा क्यों नहीं करती हो? इसलिए हमें clinical problem आती है." So that was with carbonic anhydrase inhibitors, acetazolamide, which is so carbonic anhydrase is present in our body ubiquitously, and most of the glaucoma patients in pre-surgery, they are given oral acetazolamide. And more than 60 or 70% of them stop taking the medicine because of the side effects. So he said, "Kuch topical bana do iska." So that is from where I started my journey, and then I ventured into nanoparticles at a time when there was no infrastructure to do nanotechnology-based research. It took us 6 months before we could actually, tap a lab in Delhi where we did electron microscopy and establish that nanoparticles were formed. And I had my sleepless nights, and my student had similar sleepless nights. कि काम तो शुरू कर दिया है, क्या बना भी है, how to go forward about it. So, but then I would bring out some lessons, and then courage is one lesson which I have learned, that you have to have that courage to take that first step. So while we were working, we wrote some reviews and so that is another message, and that is what I have learned. कि जब भी कोई नया area हम शुरू करते हैं, so we always start from a broad base, आप literature पढ़ते हैं. So the best way to read and assimilate that literature is that you bring out some reviews in that. उस वक्त तुम 25-50 पेपर पढ़ते हो, you sift out and you identify some 10-20 papers which are good, and if you can produce a review article out of it, that way तुम्हें भी clarity हो जाती है, and you are also able to identify a research gap which needs to be addressed. You can ask questions which need to be answered. So while at that time we wrote some reviews with my students, and आज की डेट में जब मैं देखती हूँ तो वो most highly cited reviews, and one of that is also cited in Goodman-Gilman, which we all understand the importance of Goodman. So read, and read. There is no alternative to reading. Research है, science है, teaching है, teaching में भी तो. और बड़ी बारी I think every one of us have those eureka moments when we are teaching and we realize कि अच्छा ये किताब में जो लिखा है इसका ये मतलब था, and it several times takes, several sessions of lectures before we actually understand कि मैं क्या पढ़ा रही हूँ और उसमें क्या लिखा है. So I think there is no alternative to reading for a teacher, for a researcher, for a scientist. So then I wrote some program. So that was the post-GAT time. जब मैं 1995-96 की बात कर रही हूँ, we had those FTPs, we had to do those programs. And उस वक्त India was at a stage when it was the people were talking about patents. अभी तक आज भी यही बात होती है, publish and flourish. लेकिन उस वक्त there were a few resource persons who gave this slogan, publish and perish, patent and flourish, and it's probably stuck with me somewhere. So initially, while I produced my master's and PhD students, I would keep sitting on the data कि मुझे patent file करना है, लेकिन कैसे फाइल करना है, कहाँ फाइल करना है, किसको अप्रोच करना है, वो मुझे नहीं पता लगता. उस वक्त ना तो वेबसाइट्स होती थी, ना ही कंप्यूटर्स होते हमारे पास, ना ही ऑनलाइन का कंसेप्ट होता था, चाहे वो प्रोजेक्ट अप्लाई करना था, चाहे वो पेटेंट एप्लीकेशन फाइल करना. So it took me a while to actually, get across that stage where I could file my patent applications. So STEM में ये मिला दो, STEAM. हम लोग आजकल STEAM की भी बातें होंगी कि STEM केवल नहीं, आर्ट्स की भी बातें करो. And I feel arts is also indigenous, especially in pharmaceutical sciences, because we always talk of innovations, we always talk of. मैम आज बात कर रही थी कि मैं किचन में थी और किचन में ही रही. So cooking with pharmaceutical art is probably what technology is all about. And I feel pharmaceutical sciences is an amalgamation of all of it: science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. So I come back to what I have been trying to tell. Step out of your comfort zone. That is the first step to evolve, to grow, to cross those boundaries, to come out of those limitations. मैं कहीं पढ़ रही थी, so they said growth and comfort. तो अगर आप comfortable होते रहोगे और वो करते रहोगे तो फिर growth नहीं हो सकता. I did not ask for any compromises, and this is what I tell this audience today, that जब मैं नौकरी करने निकली हूँ, जब मैं काम करने निकली हूँ, जब मैं प्रोफेशनल बनने निकली हूँ, तो फिर मैं बराबर, why would I ask for compromises for being a woman, for being a lady? अगर मैं ही अपने आप को इक्वल नहीं समझती या मैं ही अपने आप को केपेबल नहीं समझती, तो सोसाइटी या मेरा कोलीग क्यों समझेगा? So as I say, we are different, of course. We have partners. और बड़ी बड़ी जैसे बात होती है कि पार्टनरशिप जो होती है वो 50-50 नहीं होती हमेशा कि आधा काम तुम कर आधा मैं करूंगा, इस तरह से नहीं होती. There could be situations where one of the partner makes 100% adjustment, and there could be another situation where another partner does that. So it is a win-win situation, and this is a quote from Kiran Majumdar Shaw. She said, "I have never read gender fiction." So कोई अंकुश नहीं है, कोई इन्हिबिशन नहीं है, कहीं रोक नहीं सकता मुझे कोई, अगर मैं चाहूँ तो. We need to have role models. So I think in today's generation, as ma'am also said, somebody said that most of the women are working. So I think our children, whether it is sons or daughters, have their role models. I was lucky because my mother was working when I was growing up. So probably I had her as a role model where she had her own existence, she had her own independence, and she had the courage to, tell her views in my family. So I think each one of us can identify role models and at least try to be role models for the next generations. So first two PhD students were girls. Both of them got married while they were doing their PhD. Both of them had their first pregnancies and first children with me. So अगर मैं एज अ वुमेन ही उस इनसिक्योरिटी में से बाहर नहीं निकलती कि लड़की को नहीं लेना, उसकी तो शादी हो जाएगी, उसके बच्चे होंगे, या अगर वो कंसीव करती है या प्रेग्नेंट है तो मैं उसकी लाइफ मुश्किल बना देती हूँ, तो फिर हाउ कैन आई एक्सपेक्ट दिस आउट ऑफ एनी अदर कोलीग टू अंडरस्टैंड एज अ वुमेन अगर मैं नहीं. एंड आई फील जिंदगी में सारे स्फीयर, सारे पार्ट्स इकट्ठे करके चलते. व्हाई कांट अ साइंटिस्ट गेट मैरिड? व्हाई कांट अ साइंटिस्ट वुमेन हैव चिल्ड्रन? So Life is the sum total of so many things. So let all of them go together hand in hand. So science only gives us emotions when we really get to know it. That's when it becomes generous, helping us to grow and grow with us. Science बहुत बढ़िया चीज है. Science हमें रैशनल बनाती है एंड वो रैशनैलिटी या लॉजिक सिर्फ एक्सपेरिमेंट या लैब में नहीं, वो रैशनैलिटी या लॉजिक मेरे रिलेशनशिप्स में भी आता है, मेरी पर्सनालिटी में भी आता है, मेरे इंटरपर्सनल रिलेशनशिप्स में भी आता है. एंड लेट दैट लॉजिक प्ले. Let's be very rational. So let's be rational in commanding rights and let's be rational in giving. So this is what I have to say. Retreat. There is no alternative to that. Good luck comes with hard work. Again, there is no such thing as perfect. It is all hard work. If at first you do not succeed, try again. So Robert Bruce की story हम सब सुनते हैं. राजा था, हार गया, केव में छुप गया, saw Makri traveling up. It's trying to Makri ka chala. It was trying to reach its top, and she kept trying. She would fall down again, try, and then it was his eureka moment. He try again. So he again reassembled his army. He fought. So keep trying till you succeed. So every failure is. So I think that is the same time. कि हर वो एक्सपेरिमेंट जो नहीं हुआ, हर वो चीज जो सक्सेसफुल नहीं हुई, taught me कि ये तरीका से भी हो. So मैंने अगर 500 वाली ट्राई किया तो मुझे ये लगा कि 500 तरीकों से कि नहीं होने वाला. So I need to try that 500 one and be able to do it. So and we all know now. I think Elsewhere also started, and some other journals are also there for reporting negative results, null results. So वो भी मेरी एक responsibility है to the community to publish or at least own those negative results rather than उनको छुपा दूं या उनको गलत तरह से portray करूं. अगर मैं because जैसे बात कर रहे हैं साइंस की कोई बाउंड्रीज नहीं है ना, तो इंटेलेक्ट की भी कोई बाउंड्रीज नहीं है. अगर एक ऑप्शन एक तरीका मैंने सोचा कि इस बात का ये सोल्यूशन हो सकता है, तो शायद अक्रॉस द ग्लोब 10 लाख से भी पहले सब कर रहे हैं. अगर मैं ये रिपोर्ट कर देती हूँ कि ये तरीका सही नहीं है, तो एटलीस्ट आई एम directing those 10 groups not to do that and think of other alternatives. So that is also my contribution to science. Take it like that. Then love your work at workplace. Make passion your driver and make your peace. वही करके क्या होता है, तुम्हें लगता है मेरा कोई तो काम नहीं कर रहा, तो मैं क्यों करूं? ठीक है, या मैं तो लड़की हूँ या मैं तो वुमेन हूँ, मुझे तो ये करना है. So each one have their own problem. You have to make your own peace. तुम्हें क्या gratify करता है, तुम्हें क्या खुशी देता है, ये तुम्हें देखना है. फार्मेसी में हमारा नोट है और एज अ रिसर्चर या साइंटिस्ट और भी ज्यादा हो जाता है कि हम सुबह हमारी जो क्लासेस होती थी सुबह 8 बजे शुरू हो जाती थी. सो व्हेन वी वुड कम स्पेशली इन विंटर्स व्हेन इट वाज फॉल, सो यू वुड सी कैंपस में लोग अपना कुत्ता घुमा रहे होते थे. एंड शाम को बाय द टाइम वी वुड लीव द डिपार्टमेंट, सो till 5 you are teaching and doing other things, and if you want to do your research or if you have some projects, you would be working till 6:30, and again शाम को मैं जाती थी तो लोग अपनी स्टिक लेके वॉक कर रहे होते थे. But then that is their calling and this is my calling. So you have to somewhere strike a peace rather than वो भी कर रहे हो और चिड़चिड़ भी कर रहे हैं या victim psychology में जा रहे हैं. So I again want to reinforce just my happiness, my decision, my call, my choice. जो भी लेना चाहो, कोई रोक नहीं रहा, लेकिन ओन करना पड़ेगा उस चॉइस, चाहे जो भी मैं. अगर मैं नहीं कर रही हूँ तो फिर मुझे कोई हक नहीं है that I feel bad or I feel jealous of a colleague who's performing because I'm not working. I made my choice कि मुझे तो घर रहना है, मुझे तो आराम करना है, मुझे तो 8 घंटे नींद पूरी करनी है. So that is my choice. So there is no limit to perform. Separation and integrity in science is prime thing. So whenever I have new students joining my lab, I just tell them this: that be sincere to science. Do not ever hope your data. We would sit together, find answers, and I feel read, search. So कुछ exist actually. We just need to look for the answers at the right place. They're already here. और nature में सब कुछ systematic है. सब कुछ बड़े अच्छे से ऑप्टिमाइज्ड है. ये तो हम लोगों की जो है वो एक लिमिटेशन है कि हम उतना नहीं सोच पाते. हम उन आंसर्स को ढूंढना चाह रहे हैं. हम एक साइंटिफिक एविडेंस ढूंढ रहे हैं. मैम ने बोला स्पाइसेस वर्क करते हैं. So all several observational data exists in our folklore, and we are just trying to create scientific evidence for that. But that is my responsibility as a scientist to have evidence, take away what is biased, what is dogma, and take forward what is a good observational data. So as I say, I'm a believer in nature, in God, in supernatural powers, in ethos, in ether, in eureka moments, whatever you call it. But I am actually a believer, and I have had several testimonies in my life where I felt there was something beyond my heart. And as I said, nature as well. So we have to, join undertakings with our women leagues, of course, with our men leagues as well. So that way we can all work together. So we can also leverage industrial dimensions. We can look for what industry is looking for. And uske liye, I think we have to look for simple answers. बहुत complex या बहुत complicated science कभी भी answer नहीं हो सकती एक question का. It has to be simple. It has to be right in front of us. Let's not complicate things and identify, apply for international opportunities. So women, they have to अभी हम सब बात कर रहे थे that सारी women थी अंदर. So we were taking that as women you have that leadership quality maybe because you do not get into ego because you have a better emotional quotient, maybe because there are other feelings which are different in women. So they have an inherent quality also to look at the future and at the same time preserve the past. So we are a balance in ourselves. We do not need any other balance from outside. So let's celebrate. So probably some of us know Sheryl Sandberg. She is CEO in Google, and then at Facebook she worked with Zuckerberg in Facebook, and then she has started her own organization, Relink. So लड़की बॉसी होते तो हम कहते हैं आगे घर जाएगी तो प्रॉब्लम होगी. So let's tell her that you have leadership qualities and let's own those leadership qualities for her. If anybody have any queries, questions, and I will see to address anything. Thank you for this part.
Actually, meeting a personality like you is a great thing. And I think listening to you was wonderful. Thank you very much. Right, so I want to learn many things from now. That get out of your comfort zone, first thing, which most of us we don't do. And second thing, as a principal, they will always step us to do read and read, which we are trying. Thank you very much, ma'am. Now I would like to request Kamalpreet ma'am and Sayam ma'am to please facilitate our chief guest of the day. Please, ma'am. I request our principals and also please join. Very nice. They are supporting them. But we don't actually think about right. Now, I would like to request you all to please facilitate our guest of the honor when you have. Please now. Dr. Tanjal Kodina, please become two round of applause. Then we need the doctor. I'm on train by the Next is more awaited ma'am, Miss Tanya Mara. Please put on.